So in the sessions today, I will show you how the tool works by presenting you with a sample lecture in which I have included some of the polling questions where you will be participated in as a student. And through that, I will introduce you what is EchoPoll and how you can create and run a poll sessions in your PowerPoint presentations. And if time permits, I will show you how you can look at the reports and analytics of the poll that you have run in your class. I just need to click one of the things, change one of the things in here, right? Now I can see that more of you have been joining, so that is great. So in the first part, I would like to show you some of the sample questions. So I use the topic student engagement as the topic where we can participate in the sample poll. So student engagement can be understood broadly as the time, energy, and resources that they devote to activities designed to enhance their learning at university. And it can be understood as the relationship between the student and the learning environment. And research has shown that the more engaged students are in their study, the better chance that they will have in achieving higher results in their study. So for that, I would like you to scan the QR code and join some of the polling session questions that I have for this session. And for this one, the student have two ways to participate in the poll. One is to scan the QR code, and the other is to use the desktop and type echopoll.au and use the code that I have already pre-selected for the session. So for this one, I choose Cool Poll. I have created that myself. And if you see the message, when you sign in to the poll, I have selected the setting that you have to enter your name. Please enter your pseudonym or another name, or it can be your real name. So I will use a pseudonym for myself. And as the runner of the poll, I can click on the users here and I can see that there's a few persons who have already joined, and I will wait a few moments so that other people can join. And in this participant list, I can use the team features. If I click on the Start Teams functionality here, I can create you into 4 teams today. And the team's name will be a random animal name. So you can see that, for example, I will be in the elephants team, and each of you have been put into a team. So I can close this, and now I will start running the poll. Okay, so the first question that I have here is a hotspot question. So it is from a reading that I've read about the different generations. And the question is that, can you please point out the student group that you most likely have in an undergraduate course at UQ? So you can enlarge the image on your device so that you can see the picture clearer. And you can see that the answer can be changed because I haven't closed this slide yet, so the students still have the time to change their answers. And the setting for this question is live, so you can see the spot moving around. If I click on the screen, it will show the correct answers, and you can see which one are the correct answers on the screen. And the second question I have is that, how would you describe Zenza's people? So this one is the word cloud, where you can provide a short answers. So in this one, I would like you to provide a description, a brief description about these people. Yep, entitled can be one. Yep, tech savvy can be another. And currently, you cannot provide multiple answers for this question, but they are the vendor is developed the question further, and in the future, you will be able to provide multiple answers. And in case you have provide identical answers, the size of the word will become bigger to show that this is the more or more people select the answers, enter the answers. Yep, passionate, entitled, active, young, inquisitive, tech-savvy. And also on my screen, I can see that I have 6 responses here. In case we have a latecomer, for example, I don't know whether you have any latecomer here. I can add, I can select the new here and add the QR code so that the late student can scan the QR code and join the question. So let me see if it can, because the question seems to be still open. So I need to close the question first by clicking on the slide. And after that, I can add a QR code. So let me try to add a QR code here, the join slide. So in case I have a latecomer, student can continue scan, and then so let's see if I have anyone who want to scan the question and join the poll. And check the users, and then can close the users. And if I feel that, yes, yeah, the latecomer have already joined, I can click and move on to the next questions. And the next question is a multiple choice question. And if you do not see the question on your mobile, you might need to refresh your mobile device. And then the question will be displayed on your device. And in this setting, I do not show the answers live because I do not want the student to be influenced by each other's answers. So I decided to hide it. And when I feel that I have the number of response that I want from my control bar here, I do another click on the screen, and then, yep, you have that answers, and then another click, it will shows the correct answers here. Yes, Gen Z seems to be having a lot in their life. I remember I grew up without the television, and then the whole family have one black and white television, and my neighbors have the first color TV, and we all joined their first color TV. But then Gen Z nowadays, they have a lot in their life. And whoever we have in the classroom, you will realize that students are constantly on their mobile device, whether they are on constant connectivity or on any entertainment, social media, or in communications with their peers. And another details that I would like to highlight in terms of the student profile. Many students nowadays, they might not identify themselves in the first role as a student, but they might have other commitment and priority in their lives. And student might be their second or the third role in their life. So that's the reason why higher education institutions need to provide more flexible delivery of content. For example, they might provide more hybrid sessions, or many students might watch the recording of the sessions in their own time rather than having the time to join the live lessons in the campus. So the ideas of a traditional classroom, traditional style of teaching might not be suitable anymore. And here I have a true-false question, or it can be a multiple choice question where you have only 2 options. What phrase does describe the traditional style of teaching? And you seems to be very all agree on one option. Yep. And the idea of traditional teaching was a long time ago in the 14th century, where university lecturer physically possess the knowledge and they impart the knowledge by read out the material. So you can see that even in the 14th century here, a lot of students didn't pay attention to the lecturer who read out the knowledge. So the idea of a sage on the stage was not very attractive even a long time ago. And recent research show that students become very unwillingly to study in the traditional classroom style. And during the lecture, only students random ask any question, and they might feel very anxious if the teachers call on them. And obviously, it's no fun to sit in a 3 hour lecture with only the PowerPoint presentation. So this question is a numerous question, and it asks you how long is your lectures in terms of the hours. So could you please provide a number of answers in here? Yep. Yep, so mostly the lecture and the tutorial range from 1 hour to 2 hours. I put in 3 here myself just for test. And for the questions in here, the rank here just show how quick you enter the answers, and the response here shows the actual number that you show in your answers. And for this one, I have a multiple select. What would be the expected behavior of an engaged student in class that you could observe? Can you select all the correct answers that you think is relevant for this question? And again, the setting is live, so you can see the changing in the student answers in this. And also I have the clock here. But if I feel that I have enough responses that I expected, then I can click on the slide, and the click will close the question and it stops the clock. And a recent research on mobile polling in higher education reveals some of the students' responses. For example, if the mobile polling is actually the research study about the use of Kahoot and poll everywhere in the teaching of this class, and the students feel that they do not feel as timid anymore to ask questions, because for the questions such as short answers, the student can have the opportunity to ask any question without revealing their name, and they are not embarrassed if they have an incorrect answers, and they feel more comfortable and feel that everyone is contributing, everyone is communicating throughout the poll. And it has a good fun competition, which also enhances the learning. And the use of the polling question can break up the lecture and get the student to maintain their focus or refocus on the topic that is being asked. And even the polling question can be very simple. It can be the springboard for discussion. The student can exchange their ideas about a topic and provide justifications on their answers. So it promotes the active discussion with the rationales. And the poll can be used as a pre and post quiz method. So it provides motivate the student to continue learning the concepts that they didn't get the correct answers before. So before I go into the EchoPoll, I would like to show you how we can use the teams or a bit of competition in the class. So earlier today, I put you into team, and let's see which one is the team, the leading team. Yay, the elephant, and followed by parrot. Yeah, but the monkey and foxes are also doing very well. So that is about the team. We can check the participant leaders. That means who is the best performer in this one. And yeah, Nathan, yay. I show Nathan some of the questions. So obviously he has the advantage, and myself go at the end here. Yeah. And in case I think of another question that I wanted to ask, but I didn't prepare that before, I can insert a new questions here. It can be a recent question that I have prepared before, or I can create a new one. So maybe I select the first one here. I know it's a very leading question. Is my presentation cool? So yeah, thank you very much for that. Yeah, I give myself a thumbs up as well. Yeah, thank you for that. And if I want to create a new questions there, I can click on the new. Actually, I need to close the question first. Thank you so much. Yeah, all the thumbs up still coming in. So if I click to close the question first, and then I can create a new question. And now I will have a real question to ask you. hang on, I need to select on the custom questions. And for this one, I select the multiple choice, and my answers is that, did you download the EchoPoll app? Yeah, and then the answer option is yes, yeah, and then no, no problem if you haven't, because we have the guide, we have the video, so it will be very easy to do that after the sessions here. All good for that. Thank you very much. Yeah. And now I will introduce you more about what is the tool and go through the functionality, and might help you to download the app and create the questions. So EchoPoll is a live polling tool, and it has a variety of question types that I have shown you, all of them in today's sessions, the multiple choice, multiple select. I didn't show these short answers because there is currently a bug on the short answers. If I ask you a short answer question, the screen doesn't show the entire response. However, you can go to the report and analytics to get the student response onto the short answers. True false, numeric, word cloud, and hotspot. And it has the team features that I have shown you today. It can be used synchronous and asynchronous. So the four uses of the poll is that the first one is the most popular one, the PowerPoint add-in. So if you download the app, it's called the companion app. Then when you create a PowerPoint presentation for teaching or going to conference presentation, you can add some of the polling question onto that, and you can run it seamlessly when you present your content. It has both on Windows and Mac, but not on iOS if you use the iPad for presenting. And the floating toolbar is used when you didn't prepare the poll and you want to ask the question on the fly. Then you can enable the app and then ask the question verbally. Then the system would capture whatever image or anything that you have on the screen onto the student's mobile, and then the student will answer the question. On the web environment, you can create the similar poll, but then you will run it on the web environment. So on the web environment, you have the AI assisted polls. So if you have the content, you can copy paste the content, and then the AI will generate the poll question for you. And the word assignment here is a bit leading according to a lot of users that are using polling. It is like the quiz or the set of questions that you want the student to answer before the class or after the class, where you can create that set of questions and then send student as a link, and they will be able to click on the link and complete the questions. And in today's session, I will show you how to create the poll in your PowerPoint presentation. And now we will be starting with the techie stuff. And before that, I will pause to see if you have any questions related to the presentation. Yeah. So Akila, would you like to ask your question? How did I hide had the setting organized? Oh, okay. Yep. I will show you more with the setting of the poll. So now if we wouldn't have half of the group have the app. So if you already have the app, would you like to check the setting of your tool and then start creating a PowerPoint presentation? And then the other half, I will help you to download the app and set up in your device. So for those who haven't downloaded, you can click on this link. And because we have the SSO, you only need to use your email, UQ email, and then click on sign in. For me, I have already signed in. So as I click onto that, it will show me the page with the applications here. So you might need to have to go through the authorization the authentications if you haven't signed in UQ system this morning. And then when you are on this page, you will click on your profile initials. It is on the right, the top right of the page, and go to your account setting. Sorry, I go back to that because I didn't see the download. Go back to the application page and then click on open. You need to click on open first. It will bring you to your EchoPoll dashboard or the web environment. And then from the web environment, you will click on your initial and then go to your account setting. So I want to find out where I can download the app. And here you can click on download. And depending on whether you have a PC or Mac, you can select one of those to download. And the download here is, just one thing I will show you. When you download, try to save it in your document, not on your download, because we want to keep the app on our device. So click on download. Because I already have it here, so I will download. I will keep that in my download folder because I have already saved them in the document. So in order to see the download easily, you can close other apps that you might have in front of you so that it's easier. Otherwise, you can always find out the app that you have just downloaded. Now I'm going to click on the app that I have downloaded, and I will save that in my document. Okay, so it will be, let me show you, it is on my other screen. Okay, so when you have this one open up, let me collect this. So I would choose the document to save this one here. But again, because I have that in the document already, so I choose the download folder and then I select OK. Two more steps and you will be in the system. It's on my other screen, so I will bring my other screen here so that you can see it easily. So in the download here, you will see that there's a folder and there's an app. Do not click on the app, click on the folder. And then within the folder, you will see the app. And this is the app that you need to run. And for me, I would turn this app into a desktop. So for this one, I will copy as path. And it depends on the device that you have. For me, I need to copy as path, but for others, they can save that one as an icon on your desktop. So copy as path. Then I go to my desktop and then I can create a new shortcut here. So this is my way. And then from that shortcut, I will drag that shortcut to my pin it. I can pin it to my taskbar down here. So it will be easier for me if I need to use on a flight. But usually when you have the app there, whenever you turn on a PowerPoint presentation, it is within the PowerPoint presentation. You do not have to turn on the app every time you use the tool. So is there any question or any difficulty in creating, downloading the apps? All good, thank you. So if any of you want to volunteer to share your screen, and then I can walk you through to set up some of the setting of the tool. There are two settings that we need to set up before we use the tool. One is the global setting and the other is your PowerPoint setting. And after that, I will show you how you can start a presentation with the poll. I will stop sharing. And if you do not want to volunteer, I can show you on my screen. But is there any difficulty in downloading? Yeah, okay. Actually, because Ruth already you know that one, so that's fine. Maybe I can show you here on my screen there. But thank you, Ruth, for volunteer. Yep, that one. So let me share the screen and I show you a bit of navigations when you have. Okay, so remember that I was running the PowerPoint presentation with the polling, right? So there's two things that I need to pay attention in your PowerPoint presentation. The first one, look at the sign out here. It says sign out. That means I have already signed in. So that is a good sign that yes, I am online. I sign in the system, which is good. And the other sign that you should look for is that it say end. That means I still on my polling session. I haven't ended the session yet. So now I should select end because it comes to the end of the session. So I end that. So that's good. And the other is the navigation. I can quickly go to my user's profile shortcut by clicking on the profile here. Otherwise, you can go through your user profile by the link that I send you in the chat. So can you see the familiar page here, right? And in my user profile here, I will click on the preferences here to check on the different setting that I want. So I will give you a minute so that all of you will be in your user's profile page, and then we will set up the preferences there together. I can see some people who have just joined and all good with the downloading. Yeah, all good. Thank you, Emma. And Fei Fei, we are now in the middle of setting up the tool. Are you happy to watch how we set up the tool, and then I send you the guide so that you can download the tool later?
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. Yeah, thanks.
All good. And now let's go to the preferences here. And in the preferences here, you see that the session settings, assignment settings, you do not have to worry about that at the moment because now we want to focus on the PowerPoint setting, and the PowerPoint setting is down here. So first we need to select the join mode. There are 4 join mode here, and the easiest one is guest public, so that it's an easy way for the student to scan and join your polling. But it also means that if other students from other university who sit in your class can also join the poll. But I think that there's no harm if other people join your poll and answers the question. So guest public is an easy way. Name, if you want the student to have an easy way, they do not have to write their name, then you keep everything hidden as this one. Maybe keep it as hidden first, and then in the particular PowerPoint, you will decide on the setting of each polling session. The reserved join codes here is a typical feature. So as you can see that, I have different code here. So for today, I select cool poll. So if I delete one of the poll here, one of the code here, I can have another code, and it is specific for you worldwide. For example, I want my student to learn my name, so I say Hương is awesome. Sorry, all about myself. So, but I think that the popular way for students to get into the poll is through the QR code. But yeah, I have saved Hương is awesome there. So that is a global setting of your tool. And now as I go back to my PowerPoint presentation here, I have another preferences here, the setting here. And if you can open up one blank PowerPoint presentation, or it can be a previous presentation that you want to try with some polling questions. So I give you maybe a minute so that you can open one PowerPoint presentation. And also we want to see if you can see that the EchoPoll app have been added in to your PowerPoint. And when you have your PowerPoint presentation open, then let's click on preferences here. Yeah, just checking in the chat if anyone need me to slow down a bit. Yep, like we are doing good. So in that preferences under the polling here, we want to select polling slides only. That means when you run the poll, the student can see only the slide with the polling question. Otherwise, they will see 45 slides of your lecture, and it will slow down the lecture that you are running. And yeah, that's not good. We do not want that. And next, display chat on the slide. I guess that if you are running lecture, you would want display chat after. That means that you do not want to show the students' answers live on the screen. But for myself, because I'm often running the workshop, so I want to select live for myself. And the next one, display chats on participant device when polling closes. That means when I finish the question in one slide, the student will receive the result on their mobile. So they will see how many students selecting each option in the question. And then display chat value as count. So it's easy. 10 students select this, another 10 students select that. The chat label is bullet and the chat type is vertical. So I will show you later when we look at the question again. And I do not always have the correct answer, so I didn't choose that. And I want display show bar on all slides. That means I have the control bar where I can see the number of responses and I can see how many users have been in my poll. Yes, yeah. We can open a blank presentation. Yes, yeah. And thanks, Sarah. Yeah. And just a note on the PowerPoint presentation at UQ, when you create a lecture, UQ have a template in the library because we really want to have the UQ brand on all slides so that if the student share file on another web page, we can request them to take down because we have the UQ brand on that. But of course, for the practice, a blank presentation is good. And once you set up the setting for the PowerPoint, then you can start creating the question. And you can see that in my PowerPoint presentation here, I have my presentation content on the slide as usual. I have all the content and everything. And until the point that I want to start my question, I would go to that point and then I go to add new. And at that point, the first slide that I want to add is a join slide. I would add a join slide here for practice with all of you. So click to add the join slide. And this join slide doesn't have any details. It is only a placeholder and it will contain the join details when you run the session. And for designing any of the polling slide, let's click on the option up here so that you have the question option open on the right. And for that one, we want to uncheck the clicker channel because at UQ, we do not have clicker I don't know if you know the clicker. Long time ago, the students study in a physical classroom and they can use the clicker to answers. Yeah, thanks, Sarah. I use that once as well. It's fun, but it's a bit difficult for manage in the class. So if we uncheck that clicker, then we don't have that clicker anymore. And don't worry about the joins line here. Leave it there. So for that one, I'm going to unhide my old, hide my previous joins line. Okay, and then if you want to ask any question, then you will add new questions. So let's create a multiple choice question. And if you have question on your Word document, copy and paste is all good. So my first question here is can be what is the day for our lecture? And the answers, of course, you can copy and paste, but remember to leave the ABC there. So it's Monday, Tuesday, and I can go on Saturday, Sunday. I hope there's no Saturday and Sunday lecture. And Friday, you can do whatever order that I want. And you treat the slide as the normal slide. So what I mean is that I can make the font bigger. Yeah, and then I can move. I can make the options smaller here. So treat them as usual, as you are creating a content slide. And go back to the EchoPoll here. I always check the option that I have. So if I want to make the question anonymous, then I can select that. Otherwise, I can uncheck that. And then I want to indicate the correct answers because it's important my student get the day correct. So it's a Thursday, so I select D. And the chart is, this one is vertical, and I think vertical is quite easy for the student to see. And for the chart label here, I have A, B, C, D, F, G. But if I want to show the option, I can change the bullet into the answers, and the student will see on the device Monday until Friday down there. And show the result because my PowerPoint setting I select during the polling. But I can change if I want that. For this question, I want during polling, but for other questions, I want them to be after polling. And if I want to increase the tension of the question, I can enable the show countdown timer. And for that, you should also select auto start, otherwise you forget that you have the clock. And again, treat the clock as the movable object on your screen. And for this one, I want to change the design, the number there into a white color. It's funny that they do not change the color easily. So let me Control A, white. I don't know why I have to change them, bring them out, bring them in, and then it can change into purple and white, and I can increase the size. Yeah, so feel free to add in any question type that you want. After that, I will show you how you can run the session. And now if you have any question, I can answer. And I will send Fei Fei the guide on how you can download the app.
Yeah, thanks.
No worries. Copy, and then I send the link in the chat. Fei Fei, you can use that
yes.
link. Yeah, no worries. If you want to create a hotspot question, you need to have a photo or an image ready. So sometimes I need to pull some of the images together. For example, let me show you the image that I have here. Let me add an, hang on. I will go to the EchoPoll add in, and then under add new, I would select the hotspot question. And immediately they ask me what picture I would like to select. So I go to the folder that I have. I have the image. And then my question is point at the student who are engaged in the class. Point at the engaged student. And after that, I would add hotspot. So I will create the hotspot. Then I can reassign my hotspot. And for this one, the student can select only one answers. And you can see that under that option, I can again show the result during polling or after polling. So you have the setting for the whole PowerPoint, but you also have setting for each of the questions. So I will give you a couple of minutes to create a few more question type. And in your PowerPoint, can I point you to look at the top left of your presentation? Did you see sign in or sign out? If you see sign out, that means good, you are in the system. If it says sign in, then you would need to click on sign in to sign in first. So now I'm going to show you how I will run a presentation with my EchoPoll question. So here I am on the first slide of my presentation. What I can do is that I can click start on the toolbar up here. That is one option. And the other option is that I change my presentation into a slideshow. And the system will understand that I wanted to start the session with the polling. So I click start and it have the window where I can select a few settings. So the John code, I'm going to use Hương is awesome. Pardon me for using that. And then I think that I do not need the student name at this point, particularly if it is the very first polling. I would choose Gets Public as the join mode, and also I would hidden all of their name. And I will let them know that this is anonymous. We won't know your name to make them feel comfortable. And then I click on Start. And then I just simply close the message. And if I can see the bar on the top here, this is the control bar. And I understand that, yep, the session has been live. And then, hello, the student, and then acknowledgement of country, talking about whatever you need to teach in the lecture. And after that, you say, okay, now I would like you to join in my session. So at that point, maybe you should also scan the QR code to see what is the behavior of the poll. And then you tell the student that if you see the waiting for the presenter message, that means you are in, and please wait a bit, and then you can always click on the user to see how many students have been signed in. And here you can see that it's guest 1, guest 2, guest 3. So we don't know who the student are, and let the student know that, no, I don't know who you are, so that they feel more comfortable. And after that, we can start with the first question. So I will run through this quickly so that each of you will have a turn to run your question. So this one, the student would click, yeah, I want to study on Saturday or Friday. They can change. And then you can see the number of responses up here. And the clock is ticking and the answers is not showing, which is good. This is what I want. And then another click, it will show, only one of them get the date correct, and then you tell the student that, yeah, the correct date is Thursday. And then for this one, the student have to choose a spot, and the student will choose something, and then, yeah, this one is a live question because of the setting that I select. So you can see the answer is live on the screen. Another click, you will close the question and it show which one is the correct answers. Actually, I forgot to choose the correct answers for this young lady here. And yep, so on and so forth. So after the sessions, you simply escape as usual. And remember to end the sessions here. If you forgot to end the session, that's fine. When you close the PowerPoint, it will close the session. But in case you have another tutorial session and you use the same slide, it will not end the sessions here. So remember to end it and then start a new one, because we want to have the different reports for different groups that we are teaching. So at this point, I will stop sharing. And if any of you have a PowerPoint that you want to practice running the sessions and everybody can scan the QR code, welcome. Okay, yeah, sure. Sarah, if you want, you can show your, share your screen and then we show you the different steps, if you don't mind.
It might be faster for me if you just, could you just show that little bit again that you did for that?
Oh, sure. Yep.
Sorry.
No
My slides are a
worries.
mess.
No one judging anything. We are just here to practice, but here, let me show you again. And remember, I check, I have the start button here. That means I didn't start anything new yet. Okay, so let me come from here. I change to the PowerPoint mode, and then I see this window. And I can select the join code that I have created. For example, I want active learning. And then I remain the setting of get public, first name, last name, email, all hidden. And then I can start, close this message, and I make sure that the bar is here. It might be on the other screen, but you can drag them around. It might be on the other screen here. I might keep it on my other screen, all good. And then I keep teaching. And then when it comes to the question, like this one, it will show the QR code and the code is displayed. The one that you selected will be displayed.
Thank you. That's great. Thanks.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, it's great that you have questions. Then it shows that people are working. So thank you, Sarah.
No worries.
And if anyone have any questions when you are creating slide and again, I'm still sharing screen, right? Again, if I do not end this one, then when I try another questions, it might not be as expected. So I'm going to end that one. And when you design a slide, there's a features that you can simulate the slide. For example, let's try another question type here. So if I wanted to add a question, the hotspot one, so let me create a hotspot. Hang on, not the hotspot. I want the word cloud. And the question is, what do you do in your free time? Yeah, just a question to get to know the students. So this is my word cloud question. And remember the option where you can see the setting. Yeah, I do not need to indicate correct answer. People might like to do different things. And I want it to show during the polling. All good. So what I can do is that I simulate the question and I click on the preferences there. And then let me find out where is the simulation option. It is on the start. So it is in the start. I click on the start, and then there are two options. The default option is launch the session, and the other is preview the session. So I click on the preview, and then I want to simulate that with 30 participants, and I click on start. So it will be preview. And I still need to change this one into a presentation mode. And let's see, what do you do in your free time? Okay, so these are the answers that the student provide. And I show you, this one is the bar, and I can see that I have 30 responses there. And then I also have the chat. Actually, the users can click on the chat and they can chat with each other during the session, like this one. Yeah, you say something. For example, I know Nathan, I say, hey, Nathan. And then I also, hey, Ruth. Yeah, maybe I pick on everyone. I'm very active in the class. Hey, Sarah, Emma, Beck, everyone. But this is a simulation to show what is the behavior of the questions. And if you finish that simulation, you can escape. Click on the slide and escape. And again, you have to end. So it's like a mini running session without having to enable the QR code. So you can end this one. But personally, I don't like that simulation. I like to have all of my questions, and then I will actually run the session and use my phone to scan the QR code. Otherwise, I would not know how it would behave. So I would run this, start, close, and then I will scan my QR code. So I would stop sharing, and if you have any questions or if you want to try to run your sessions. In my previous workshops, people try to run their session and sometimes they cannot run. So it might be one of the setting or something that we do not know. And one thing that I learned from this tool is that you need to run it multiple times before your presentation. Run it with someone to make sure that the slide work as expected. Yeah. So maybe this time I call on Ruth. I know that you volunteer yourself. So if you have any slide that you want to run. No judgment here. We just want to see how the technology works. But do you think that the tool is all right? Is that easy to use, or is there anything that you feel that it might present technical difficulty when you use that in your teaching or presentation? Yeah. Oh, yes, Emma. Yeah. Thank you, Sarah. And yeah, Emma, can you share the screen? Yeah.
Hi, Hong, can you hear me?
Yes, very well. In your slide one, can you add a presentation slide? It doesn't have to be, you use a Mac, right? So for the Mac users, what you can see is it's outside of the slide a little bit. Yep. So for that one, can you add a normal PowerPoint presentation before slide number one?
Sorry, do you mean like a blank
A
slide?
new slide, a blank slide, yes, please. Yeah, a blank one, yes. And then for that one, can you write something like week one? Okay, yeah, from there, okay. And can you stay in that slide and then start the presentation in here?
Like using this.
A start. Yeah, you can use that start button.
Oh, here. Sorry.
Yeah, the launch. No, all good. We need that practice to familiarize ourselves. Hang on. Down there, the participation setting, you have the sign in. Let's select the public. So you have the public and then, yeah. Yes, yeah. Emma, right, yeah. And then start. Yeah, and then close that message. And now you go to presentation mode. The slideshow. Yes.
This one?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And you are teaching. Yep. And then you go to your whole slide and everybody will scan your code and other people might use their desktop and type your name as a code. So yep, I am in. So you will see your you will have a control bar somewhere where you can see the users, right?
Oh, whoa. No.
Yeah.
No.
Let's see, it might be hidden somewhere. It shows the users, it shows the response. Anyway, if you go to the next slide, so now I am in. Oh, good. What is the name of a baby koala? Oh, difficult. Let me think. Hang on. This one, because so you can, that's the one where you can see the how many guests that you have in your, the only thing is that you should use the ABC option in the template. Otherwise, the participant do not see the ABC option to select.
Ah.
Yes, yeah, don't worry. Click on the slide to stop this and then we go to the next slide. Yeah. What comes to mind when you think of a koalas? Yeah, let's see.
It was supposed to be the word cloud one, I think.
Okay.
But
Currently we don't have. Maybe you click something that it closed the question. Can you see the toolbar and click on repo? The toolbar and then click on repo. This is the toolbar where you can see the users.
Oh, oh goodness. I can't remember how I found it. Oh, yes, okay.
Yeah, now we can. Type in, okay. Yeah, let me see. Yep, I can see that people can. Yep, cuddly, fluffy. Yeah, you can close that one now.
Oh,
yeah, and then you can see that. No worries.
Big bundle of joy.
Joy, fluffy, yes. Huggy, lovely. Yeah. Let's see if I change mine into cute. What happened there? Cute. Cute. Done. Submit. So you can see that cute become bigger because there are at least 2 people write cute. So yeah, that's how the word clouds change in size when you have more answers. Okay. Now the question is closed and then the participant receive the answers on their mobile.
Oh.
Yeah. And now you can do another click and it moves to the new question and it opened the new question on people's mobile. Yeah. Koala has a pound phones. Even though I say that, I keep choose. Yeah. Yep. And if you see that you have enough responses that you expect, then you can click on the slide to stop the clock.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. And yeah, that is how you run a session. And now if you click escape, yeah, go to your EchoPoll and then you can see that there's an end. Next, yeah, that means that you need to click on that to end. And now,
Okay.
because you are here, I would like you to go to your profile here. I think there's a setting that I want you to change. It will open up your web environment, the user profile. Can you drag that user profile
Screen.
onto this screen? Yep.
Yep.
So that we can
One
also.
moment.
Yep. There you go. Now I would like you to click on the preferences up here.
Yep.
Yep. And here, you already select this one as the guest public, right? And everything
Yep.
seems good, all good. Yeah, guest public is the one that we want. All good. Yeah. And yeah, you can use 10 John codes specific for yourself here. And no user in the world can choose Emma again. Let's do Emma. Yep. And because you are here, I'd like to use your slide to show everyone that if you want to click that back button, then you will be presented with your dashboard. Yeah, and in that dashboard, you will have 3 areas. First is that if you want to create a poll deck, it is the first sections, but that one will be the online one. But if you scrolling down a little bit, yeah, you can see that you have, let's see, right. All of your sessions are not here because you didn't create anything online. This is the one that you have created is on your PowerPoint presentation.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
All good in there. In case in the future, if you want to create an online one and you want to run it as the assignment. So this one is for run the session asynchronously. Before the lecture, you want to throw the student a set of questions, say, hi guys, if you want to answer this question before class today, that would be great. Student answer 5 simple questions. And then they come to class, they learn the sessions, they learn the lecture, and then at the end, you might give them another 5 questions to check their understanding. So in that case, you will start create the poll deck from here, and then you will create the assignment from here. Actually, we create the assignment not from there, but on your poll deck will be down here. And you will select whether you want to run it as a live session or as the asynchronous or the assignment option.
Okay.
Yeah. And then can you see the report up here?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If you click onto that report, you will see that you have run 3 times today. And you have 6 participants. Previously, you didn't have participants, but this one you have. And you can go to the 3 dot here and look at the report. Yeah. And then you can look at the result. Yes. Yeah. Click on the results. Yeah. And this one, because you you let the student join in as anonymous, so you would have guessed 1, 2, 3. And let's go to by questions here. Yeah, so you can see that what is the name of the baby koala and word cloud. Yeah. While we are here, can you go down to your presentation so I show you something in your PowerPoint presentation? Yeah. Let's create questions in here. Let's go to this slide. Click on the second slide, please. Yeah. And from there, can you add a new question slide? So
do I do that through
that one? Yes.
the EchoPoll?
Yeah, that's the one. And then choose a multiple choice. I show you why we participant didn't enter your question. So this one, can you write the questions in here again? What was that?
What is the name of the baby koala?
Yeah.
Oh, what?
Sometimes when you are sharing screen on Mac, you cannot type. I don't know why. Maybe yeah, so but my point is that you would need the question in this area first, and then you enter the answers in here.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, do not use that design that you have here. Otherwise, we cannot, we didn't have the option to enter on our phone. So now I will let you to stop sharing and you can add your questions in there.
Okay.
Yeah, so that is how we run the session. The tool is easy to use, but you would need multiple practice in order to control the slide, because when you click twice on the slide, then the question is closed. The student cannot join.
Okay.
Now, in the past, it has a status for each of the slide. It say closed, that means it is open. If it say open, that means it's closed. But somehow today they changed that one. So I will need to get back to the vendor and ask if they can show the status of the slide, so we know that whether the question is still open for the student or we accidentally click twice and then it closed.
Okay.
Yeah. So thank you very much, Emma.
Thank you, Hong. Thank you.
So if anyone want to try or you feel good, we have the guide there. Yeah, we have the guide that show you every step. And if you have any feedback on any step on the guide that is unclear, I would fix that very quickly. And so do you think that you would attempt? Sure, yes, yeah. But did you mean that you want to try it out now or you want to try it in the future?
Happy to try it in the future. We can do
Sure.
a test it out. Yeah.
Test it out, sure. Yeah, test it multiple times before your actual session.
Yeah.
And we are here as well. If you want to test with one of us, contact us, yeah, or book a session. We're happy to run through testing that with our mobile with you. It just need maybe 15 minutes.
Great. Thank you.
No worries. Yeah. Yes, Sarah. Yeah, sure. And again, Sarah, you are just very close to us. I can come and test your question set and your slide. And Feifei, I know that you came a bit late today. If you can set up everything yourself, that would be good. Otherwise, I can stay a bit later to look through what you have created.
I'm all good. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. Yeah. So it looked like everybody have everything in control. So I will send you a follow-up email with the recording and all the resources that we have. I quickly show you the guide to show you the structure of the guide, so it will be easier for you to find the information that you need. So here is the EchoPoll guide, the whole page for that. And down here, I have the EchoPoll basics, like how you can access that. And if you teach in a classroom, at UQ, how you can enable that app. The app has been enabled in all the teaching spaces there. And then this is a setting. This is what I mean by the global setting for the whole account. But then we have the local setup in your PowerPoint. And for each of the questions, you can use the individual setup. And here is how you create question and workflow, what you do when you want to create a PowerPoint presentation. So this is all the steps, and each of the steps is linked with a guide there. And this one sounds very tempting that you can create a Blackboard course and link to the polling sessions. But actually, we haven't achieved the integration between the EchoPoll and the Blackboard. So even if you create a courses, it doesn't have the integration that we want. So currently we use the tool to engage the student, but we cannot get any data from EchoPoll into Blackboard. So we cannot use that for assessment if you want to mark the student. And this one is about the report and results. If you want to download the student short answers or see how the student performance, you can check out it in here. And if you want to run a bit of competition, check out this guide. And finally, this one is the floating toolbar, the create the poll on the fly or the web environment or the assignment.